What's up, boys? Welcome back to the Hog Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Antonio Chiquilla. Welcome back. Today we have a very special guest for the 100 sub special, and I'm very excited to interview him, and we're going to talk about some topics, NFL, college football, and stuff like that. This is Hog Talk Raw, episode 2. This is Josh Berman. He's from the Next Network, and we're excited to have him. So tell the people what you got going on.
Yeah, man. What's up, everybody? My name's Josh from the Next Network. We built up a following on TikTok. You've probably seen me a couple times on your For You page. We got we're getting close to 70K on TikTok. Rebuilding back here where we used to have 152K on our old account. We got banned back in December of 22.
Well, you got banned?
Yeah, we did. That's a whole story of its own.
Oh my God!
But,
sorry for.
We're getting there. We're about halfway to where we were. Biggest Ravens fan you'll ever meet. Been doing all these 3 interviews this year. Met this guy outside UMD, and now I'm here.
Yeah, I think it was just on the block, So all right, so let's get right into things. So Ravens 8-5 right now. They're second in the division, following behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that you don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they are playing very well this year. After the Justin Fields, it was a little bit of a situation, but they ended up going with Russell Wilson, and I think that they made the right choice, in my opinion. And with the Ravens, I think it was like the hardest strength of schedule and the quality wins that they had. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on them, then?
Listen, I got a lot of hate from people in the offseason when I told people the Steelers scared me a whole lot more than the Bengals and the Browns did. And people thought I was crazy, especially Cincy. I was like, no, I'm telling you, Pittsburgh's a better team. And they look like it because I've said this a long time. They've been fake good for a long time. They really were not that good. They kind of lucky this and that. This offseason was the first time where I truly felt like going into the year, they got a really quality roster. And they're playing like it. And they're playing great football. The Ravens are, I don't think there's any doubt the Ravens are a better team when they play the way they should. But the problem is they're not consistent enough.
Yeah.
If they play the way they should, there's no one that's going to beat them. The problem is I have no faith that they're going to be able to do that for 3 or 4 straight games. 4 straight. It's not like we get the 1 seed, so it'll be 4 straight games.
And their schedule coming up is very difficult. I mean, I think it's like the Chiefs.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Steelers are really gauntlet.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I think they have a top 3 defense in the NFL.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like with what's going on with them, and what the problems with the Bengals, in my opinion, right? I mean, obviously it's not Joe Burrow, but I think it's definitely an offensive line problem, and then the defense has just been underperforming like crazy this season. So. Yep.
Not to mention Zach Taylor's never been good. I said this when they were in the Super Bowl. Zach Taylor is not a good coach. He just isn't good at his job. The Bengals are the Bengals. They're going to score 1 million points, but they're going to allow 2 million. So it's not going to matter.
I mean, yeah, a perfect example of that is when Monday Night Football. I mean, that was probably one of the most exciting moments this season is when Jaden Daniels tore them up. And it was just an offensive shootout.
It's a preview of things to come in Cincy.
Yeah, I mean, and then that kind of leads into the Redskins because
you still calling the Redskins?
No, the Commanders. I'm getting exposed. That's getting cut out. But so the Commanders. So, this season has just brought me so much joy, and it's been a long time coming. We've been waiting for this for a long time. I mean, our only playoff appearances was 2020 with Heineke, 2015 with Kirk Cousins, got blown out by the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers MVP year, I think. And then, 2020 was the Brady year where he smoked us in Washington. We had a home game at 7-9. Like that's a crazy thing to think about. And then obviously 2012, my favorite season as a fan. But I have not been this excited during a season since 2012 with Robert Griffin III, with Alfred Morris, with Pierre Garçon, guys like that. And just with the new ownership and everything that's gone on, I think we've really turned it around. We're 8-5, second in the conference to the Eagles. And really, if you look at it, if we won that game against the Eagles, I mean, we could be pushing in a rebuilding year and becoming division winners and having a home playoff game.
Exactly. I think that you look at Washington right now, if the question is how far are they going to go this year, I'm not sure. But you got to remember what the expectation was. What they're doing this year is they can they can lose out and miss the playoffs, and I still think you're going to look at this year as a success.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah. I think the perfect season is us winning a playoff game. I'm just going to put that out there. I said that.
That I think is the goal. I think right now for Washington. I mean, if you can win a playoff game this year, that would be incredible.
Yeah, we haven't won a playoff game since 2005. So I was literally 3 years old. I was in the crib watching them play. But yeah, we haven't won a playoff game in a while, and it would just be great just to see like if we can go on the road, because we're most likely going to be on the road. Yeah. I mean, the Lions will have the first round bye, but I mean, maybe we'd go on the road against like Vikings or Green Bay and put up a fight.
My guess is you'd be going to Philly.
Yeah. Oh, you think we're going to Philly? Oh, because they're the 2. Would be like the 6 or 7, or would be the 6. Yeah, let's get into MVP talk. So, what's going on with the MVP this season, and what are your thoughts, and who are your top 3 guys?
I mean, Josh Allen, what he's doing is, I think he's established himself as the front runner. For me, the MVP is a combination. You got to have 3 things. You got to have, obviously, the first is obviously you need to be playing at an unbelievably high level. There's that. That's obvious. You don't need to be the best team in the league, but you need to be a playoff team, like a no doubt playoff team. At least, and that's my opinion. I know some people don't agree with that. But for me, you got to at least be a playoff team. You don't have to be the 1 seed. You just got to be in the playoffs. And the third thing is you got to have some kind of narrative going for you. And that is kind of the subjective one, where people want to pretend like that's not a thing, but I'm sorry, it is. I mean, and you look at Josh Allen, I think who has the best combination of the 3? And I would put in order, Josh Allen has that. I mean, the Bills were expected to take a step down. They look as good as they've always been, if not better. He is playing individually at an incredibly high level. He's never won MVP, and he's carrying his team. He deserves it. Saquon Barkley, new team. Team is very much winning. He's on pace to break the single season rushing record. I think that's pretty productive. He deserves to be in the conversation. Lamar Jackson, they're in the playoffs, no doubt about that. You can make an argument he's been playing like the best player in the sport overall. You take a look at 14 weeks. And then you have the narrative of, that's the one thing, is you don't know what his narrative is this year, because his narrative is all about the postseason, which obviously doesn't matter in the MVP race. That's why I think he's third. Because if you talk about production, I don't know if I will, but I think you can make an argument that he would be number 1. He doesn't have the narrative right now. And I think you need it. I think it is important. Some people don't. I do.
Yeah. And I think that that's a great point. And going off of the losing aspect with Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow is having an incredible year. But the thing is, any way that you want to cut it, it's that he has a 5-8 record. And I mean, if they somehow go on an incredible run and make the playoffs, in my opinion, I think Joe Burrow can be in the MVP talks.
If they win out and go 9-8 and make the playoffs, you can have a conversation.
Yeah, pretty much. So going off of the other awards, what do we think about Rookie of the Year? I think that I'm gonna go into things real quick before you give your opinion on it. So Jaden Daniels, right? I'm the least biased person to talk about this. No, I'm kidding. But 4th NFL in QBR as a rookie. First player to ever have consecutive games with 85 completion percentage or higher in back-to-back games. First player in NFL history to surpass 1,000 yards passing and 250 rushing yards in his first 5 games. 8 Rookie of the Week awards. We move on. Broke Dak Prescott's rookie completion percentage record. He had a 91.3% against the Bengals on that Monday night game. Highest completion percentage all time in his first 4 games. So it's tough to compete. I know Brock Bowers is in the contention and people are saying Bo Nix too, and then you could have the argument, people say that we have better weapons offensively, but really it's just Terry McLaurin. Austin Eckler's been banged up all year long. Brian Robinson's also been banged up all year long. We have Terry McLaurin, obviously, who's a top 5 wide receiver right now in the NFL. That's what I think. And, the offensive line has been playing really well. And the Broncos fans are saying, well, you have a better offense and all this stuff. But guess what? Your defense does a lot for Bo Nix. And that's a lot of people don't factor that in. Their defense, I think, is top 5 in the league right now. And I think that definitely plays a factor with getting Bo Nix those more offensive reps, those more opportunities, being able to win football games. Defense definitely is a factor in Rookie of the Year. That's what I think. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I want Brock Bowers to win because I think he has been the best rookie in the NFL.
Dang.
If you are asking me who the best rookie has been, it is Brock Bowers. He has no chance in hell of winning you.
Okay, so you're saying that it should be Brock Bowers, but he has no chance to win.
It is not going to be Brock Bowers. But yeah. I 1000% think it should be because there is no MVP is a different award. This award is supposed to go to the best offensive rookie. Done. That's the award. Yeah. Narratives don't matter. Wins don't matter. None of it matters. Who has been the best offensive rookie? Who has been the best defensive rookie? That should be the winner. For me, that's Brock Bowers. He won't win the award. I think Jaden Daniels will. I think Jaden Daniels should if it's not going to be Bowers.
Yeah.
Now, there was a stretch where he was slowing down, but I think the injury was a huge reason why. I think he was playing hurt. As a Bo Nix hater for a while, it took me a while to acknowledge that he's good. But I think we're now at the point where I can't ignore it anymore. I mean, he's much better than I thought he would be. I did not think he was going to be good. I've never been a fan of his, but it's tough to change my opinion, but when someone does it, I'm going to acknowledge it. He's very much in the process of changing my opinion. I mean, he looks great and he looks better and better every week. So I'm going to give him credit, but I think Daniels is still had overall a better year.
Yeah.
And I think JD5 gets it.
Yeah. And I think that's a great take. And I think that not a lot of people take into consideration the rib injury. I think that was a big, I mean, if he didn't get injured this season, I mean, we don't know what he would be able to do at 100% for all the games that he was injured.
If he didn't get injured, there isn't even a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, like against the Eagles, just to prove it, he didn't have a pass over 20 air yards, 25 air yards in that Eagles game. And because they didn't want to take a chance with his ribs. And before halftime, they decided to call a draw play with Brian Robinson instead of throwing the Hail Mary to give your team a chance to, score a touchdown. So I think that definitely was a big factor, but that's a great take. I mean, Brock Bowers he's doing stuff as a rookie tight end that not a lot of other people are in company with him in his rookie season.
I don't think anyone. I think he's having the best rookie season. When it's all said and done, he's going to have the best rookie season the tight end's ever had. He's already right up there. He's still got 4 games left.
Touchdowns, receptions, yards. Is he top? I mean, I'd have to double check.
He's number 1 in catches. He broke that last week.
He broke that last week?
Last week, he broke the record for most catches by a rookie tight end.
Yeah,
he's got 4 games left.
Yeah, 4 games. Yeah, exactly. Like that's crazy. That's crazy, man. And you know what's perfect about this is that this can directly lead into our next topic, right? We could say, oh, Brock Bowers is more deserving, or Jaden Daniels is going to win it. What are your opinions on Genty against Travis Hunter for the Heisman?
It's a really, really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Because to me, they are both having, without a doubt, Heisman caliber seasons. And listen, the public has made up their mind. The public overall as a whole has decided that Ashton Genty deserves to win.
Yep.
If you listen to the people that have votes, it sounds like they've made up their mind too. And it sounds like they've made up their mind with Travis Hunter. So I think Travis Hunter, whether he should or shouldn't, I think he's going to win it. I really do. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. Whether or not he should get it. They are both doing things that we have not seen in a very, very long time. They are both very, very good. Ashton Genty is having a better season as a running back than Travis Hunter is as a wide receiver. Ashton Genty is having a better season than Ashton Genty is as a corner. But you combine them both together, and that's what Travis Hunter is.
Yeah.
Where you can't, if you look at the stats, I mean, Genty blows him out of the water. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But what Hunter gives you is so incredible that you can't not give him all the credit in the world. That's why they're both in this conversation. And it really is one of those things that I feel like you can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
And one of these two is going to get robbed.
Yeah, because I think that it sucks that both these guys are having like anomaly seasons in the same year, because like it's very hard to decipher who should be the Heisman winner. But I mean, in my opinion, I think that it should be Travis Hunter, just because of what he's able to do on both sides of the ball. I think it was like his PFF grade, his PBUs, the picks that he's had 4 picks on the year, and just the strength of schedule too. I mean, you look at the Big 12, I think, like, obviously Genty can't do anything about it, the fact that he's in the Mountain West, but I mean, that does hurt him a little bit. But then you can also say that Genty, I respect Genty 100%, but it's like, and then you could say, oh, well, he played Oregon and what he did against Oregon and stuff like that. But I just think that a guy who's top 5 on both sides of the ball is better than a guy who is first in his position, because we've seen guys like Genty before come through. We've seen it before with Melvin Gordon, with Barry Sanders, with some of the other great college football running backs. And just like the carries is another statistic too that you can go into. Like if you give Derrick Henry those carries, or if you give anybody, because I think it was like the most carries.
Genty is averaging 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, it's true. It is tough, man. It is tough.
And if you take out his biggest run of each game, he's still averaging, I think, like 5 a carry, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. If you take the big plays that he's had.
You take the big plays out, he's still one of the most efficient backs in the country.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it's true. I just
Can't go wrong.
It is tough. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So, getting back into like the NFL, right? So, with the AFC, like as a Ravens fan, I think that you guys are gonna make the playoffs. I don't think you guys will have any problems.
At this point, the 7 teams are, unless if a team collapses, the 7 are set.
Okay.
There's a 2-game gap between the Broncos, who are currently 7, and the Colts and Dolphins, who are 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So unless if any of these teams fall apart, the 7 teams are set.
Yeah. And so, what do you think of the teams to be most looking out for? And just to give you kind of a picture of it, but what I think that the Bills are the best team in the AFC. I think following the Bills is the Ravens. After that's the Steelers. After that is the Broncos. I have the Chiefs at 5. I think that the Chiefs are the luckiest team in the NFL. And obviously they have Patrick Mahomes and everything. But, like, bro, like I got the Chiefs at 5, bro. I think in the playoffs, man, I think the Bills can beat them. I think the Ravens can beat them. I think even the Steelers can beat them. And we're going to see the preview.
But do you think they actually would?
Probably not. Like, it's like
that's the thing.
It's just Patrick Mahomes. You know, Collinsworth. Patrick Mahomes. Like, bro, here we go. But yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, in the playoffs, it's a whole different animal with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what he's been able to do in the first, 7 years he's been in the NFL, 7 seasons, something like that.
7th year starting. It's his 8th in the league, but it's a 7th year.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are the teams to look out for, you think?
Well, I mean, it's those 5, and then you have the Chargers and I don't know who you did. Oh, you didn't mention Houston.
Oh, Houston too.
Those are the 7.
Yeah.
Kansas City they play differently than everybody else. They don't care
about stats, and they game manage.
They don't. Here's what they are. They are very good on 3rd down. They control the game, and it feels like every single time they have the ball last. And the game is tied. Well, guess what? You get the last possession. And you got the best quarterback in the sport. You got the best player in the sport.
Yeah.
So they control the game they want to control.
Any commentary on the refs? Any comments on the refs? No, I'm playing, but yeah.
Not as bad as people want to think, but it's there, but it's not. The refs are not causing teams to make the mistakes that they're making against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Sometimes do the officials bail them out? Sure. Of course. Is it enough to discredit them? No. It's incredible because we said we're never going to see New England ever again. You're never going to see a team do what New England did ever again. And here they are doing exactly what they did. And this year more than ever, it is Patriots-esque.
Yeah.
Where, think back to 2018.
Yeah.
That year in particular, think about how bad they were.
Just making this clear.
They won the Super Bowl.
This was the championship game against Mahomes, right?
Yep.
2018. Yeah. AFC championship game.
They beat the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Legend Rex Burkhead. Am I wrong?
Yes.
There you go. All right.
But think back to how bad they were that year. That year more than any other. And what happened? They won it all. Now, I do think trying to win 3 in a row is part of it where, listen, there's a reason why that's never been done. That's hard. Well, it's been done with the Packers in the 60s, but not in the Super Bowl era. It's hard. It's really hard. But it's going to be tough to beat them. The thing is where, anyone can beat them. I just don't know if they will. The thing with Buffalo, Buffalo's the best team. But
in the AFC, I think it's Buffalo. I mean,
Buffalo's the best team, but do you remember what happened when they came to Baltimore on Sunday Night Football? We destroyed. It was 35-10.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, it's the thing of anybody can win on any given Sunday. It's just how it is. But it's just with game planning, talent-wise, those are the most two important things. Game planning, coaching, or it's coaching and talent, right? Those are the two things. Obviously, they have the best quarterback in the league, who's having one of his worst seasons. Like, I think this season is like his
this
worst.
Year's been by far his worst season.
Yeah, but in the playoffs, it's different. You're right. In the playoffs, it is different because they do these rankings every single year. All these analysts come out, the Bills are the number one team, the Ravens are the number one team, all this stuff. But then come down to it, come playoff time, and you give Patrick Mahomes the ball down 3 with 2 minutes to go, he's going to go win the game. So
listen, man, I've watched my team run through the NFL, be the best team in the NFL in the regular season, get the number 1 seed, be the undisputed Super Bowl favorite twice.
Yeah.
We lost in the divisional round, and we lost
was that Titans?
Game.
Was that Titans?
Yep.
Titans, yeah. I remember
we lost in the divisional round, we lost in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. I wanted to you guys to win that game so badly, bro.
Yeah, so did I.
Dude. No, but I wanted it to be Ravens-Lions, and both have lost. I wanted it to be Ravens-Lions. That would have fed families. That would have been a cinema. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. All right.
I don't think it's out of the question that we get that this year, though. If the Ravens, here's the thing: the parallels are undeniable. Like the 2011 Ravens and the 2012 Ravens. This is like a huge talking point amongst Ravens fans and Ravens fans only. No one else cares. But the 2011 Ravens were way better than the team that went on to win the Super Bowl in 2012.
Yeah.
The 2011 team was the one with the first round bye. They lost in heartbreaking fashion to New England. They followed it up the following year being a team that looked like they were really, really good. They started out great. And in December, they really fell. They went 1-4 to finish the year. And then...
Wait, who beat you guys the year you guys won the Super Bowl?
Multiple teams. I think, you did.
No, I was saying we did.
Yeah, but guess what happened?
So we won
the Super Bowl.
We won the Super Bowl. No, I'm joking.
But like you see my point where all you got to do is win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Well, I remember,
and there's no doubt the Ravens are capable of it. I'm just not going to bet on it happening, but there's no doubt they're capable of it.
Dude, that season, that 2012 Ravens season, bro, that was sick. What was it?
I wish I got to actually care about it. It's so crazy looking back on it. I watched my team win the Super Bowl and didn't care because.
What was it? On the road at Mile High. That wasn't the first game though. It was.
No, that was the second game.
Wait, what?
The first one was Indy with the Ray Lewis's last dance, and then it was at Denver, at New England, and then San Fran Super Bowl. But I didn't really get into football until 2 years later.
Okay.
So obviously I watched him. It was Baltimore. I live here. My team is in the Super Bowl. I vividly remember all my friends leaving to go to the parade. Like, I remember it, but I didn't care. Like, it wasn't like, and it's so funny to think back to that because of what I am now. But
yeah, that team
one of these years, Lamar's going to get it done. I truly believe one of these years, Lamar's going to get it done. Whether it's this year or not, he's not retiring with no rings. He's going to
dude, he's got to finish with at least one ring, and I believe that he can get one ring 100%. And then that roster was something special, man. Jacoby Jones, Dennis Pitta, what was it? Ray Rice was on the team. Defense was crazy, bro. I can't believe we actually beat you guys that year, because when we beat you guys that year, it was 2012. RG3 went down the slide. You know, it's famously known that RG3 didn't know how to slide. His left knee came up, and Haloti Ngata just boom,
that's it. Haloti Ngata
hit him in the knee, and he, I think, tore his LCL, his lateral cruciate ligament or something like that. Was out for like 4 weeks, and then Cousins came in, dude, and somehow won that game. It's crazy that we had Cousins and RG3 in that same draft. That's pretty cool to think about. And then just like some of the other quarterbacks that we could have went in their direction. We could have went in Russell Wilson's direction. Well, obviously Andrew Luck was picked before us, but there was a lot of steals in that draft too. All right, moving on to what teams do the Commanders have to look out for in the NFC? Because I think that we're going to make the playoffs. I think, well, we got an easy game coming up. Well, not an easy game, but it's in the Superdome against the Saints. But yeah, what would you think are the teams to look out for us in the playoffs? Because like I got Lions 1, I got Eagles 2, I got Green Bay 3 over the Vikings at 4. I got us and the Bucs interchangeable 5 and 6, and I got Seattle at 7.
About those Rams.
I know. I wasn't even taking into consideration the Rams. I think that the Rams are better than Seattle and the Bucs. And even
if the Rams win out, they win their division. Because week 18, they get Seattle. If they win out, they win the division.
Yeah, and I think that they could. I think
they will.
Yeah, and I think that they are better. That's just like what the playoff picture is right now. But dude, the Rams, I mean, dude, no biases, bro. I think that they're better than this, fully healthy. Seattle.
I think you better hope Seattle doesn't. I think you better hope Seattle gets a couple losses in there, because I don't know if you're going, because I don't see the Rams missing the playoffs. I think you better hope the Rams win that division, because I see a world out there where the Rams and Seahawks make it, and you guys are sitting on the outside looking in.
Okay.
I'm not predicting it.
Okay.
Because I think Seattle's going to miss. I think you get in over Seattle. Because I think the Rams win the division.
Yeah, I'm looking at the remaining schedule. We got the Saints away this weekend, which I think will take care of business. That's 9-5. The Eagles at home. Probably the biggest game of the year. That is the biggest game of the year on the schedule.
Listen,
the Eagles
you win that, you're in.
Dude, if we can beat the Eagles, bro, that would be the greatest thing ever. And I know it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be crazy, man. So let's say logically we lose to the Eagles. We're 9-6. Yeah. And then we play the Falcons, beat the Falcons 10-6, and then in the year like 11-6 or 10-7. That was my prediction. I think that we can get in with 10 wins. I mean, if we can't with 10 wins, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, what are you saying?
That's what I'm saying. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. So next topic coming up is the college football predictions. What does Mr. Berman think about the college football playoff that is going to take place? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
My preseason pick was Texas, and I've been like on them all year, but you can't look at them and say they're going to do it. I don't want to back off of them because I've went on them. I've been with them all year, but they're not shot. Oregon looks phenomenal. Don't sleep on Notre Dame. I'll tell you that. I mean, since their loss to Northern Illinois, Notre Dame's been the best team in the country.
So you think that they handle business against Indiana pretty easily? Is what you're saying?
I think they should.
Yeah.
I don't know if Notre Dame is known for these. You know, they got a history of choking these. But yeah, I think from a talent standpoint, I wouldn't be surprised if they won this whole thing. I don't know. I'm not necessarily predicting it, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. They're kind of my dark horse, I guess you can. I don't know if you consider them dark horse, but I think they're really good. It's going to be very interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it is. So what I got going on is I got Texas beating Clemson. I got Texas beating Arizona State on that side of the bracket. I got Ohio State beating Tennessee. I think Will Howard is going to prove a lot of people wrong in this playoff because they got the home game against Tennessee. And, dude, in that rematch against Oregon, I got Oregon losing to Ohio State in that rematch. I think that I'm high on Ohio State. I don't know why. That game that they played against Oregon in Oregon, I mean, dude, like, that was a crazy
game.
But I think that Will Howard is going to prove a lot of people wrong. And I think that they're going to – and Oregon, I feel like, is going to overlook Ohio State, and that's going to lead – I mean, just the talent that they got. Jeremiah Smith, he's been great. Their defense has been playing – I would say, like, their defensive line and linebackers have been playing really well. Their secondary has been on and off all year, but we'll see what happens with them. So I got them beating Oregon. I got I picked Indiana over Notre Dame. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the strength of schedule for Indiana, you could talk about that too. You know what? I might change that right now, bro. I don't even know why I picked Indiana. That's crazy. That's a crazy pick over Notre Dame. I'm going to go Notre Dame over Indiana.
I mean, it is Notre Dame. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. That's going to be a close game. I think the closest games out of the first round are going to be Tennessee, Ohio State, and Notre Dame, Indiana. But yeah, I'll take Notre Dame. Then I got Georgia over Notre Dame. And then I got Penn State beating SMU. And I got Boise State beating Penn State. Because, Penn State is so overrated. I think that they're like one of the most overrated teams in the country. Drew Aller, the coach there. I forgot his name. The bald dude. James Franklin. I think that they're overrated, and I think they're going to get exposed. And that's what I predicted in the Big Ten championship. I said Oregon was going to expose them. They did. They almost came back and won. But, yeah. So then I got Georgia beating Boise State, and then I got a rematch because Texas beats Ohio State. I got Georgia and Texas in the final, and I got Georgia winning the college football playoff. I just think that Kirby Smart, with that defense, like he's like a defensive-minded coach in my opinion. What he's able to do with that defense is insane.
Yeah, he's a great coach.
Yeah, really good coach. And just like the Lovett kid, they got Delp. They Travis Etienne Jr. or what's his name? Trevor Etienne, right? He's been playing really good. So we'll see what happens with them. All right, other side of the college spectrum, the Maryland Terrapins. The Maryland Terrapins have started 8-2. I think they should be ranked. Kevin Willer's done a great job recruiting in the portal. Obviously, Jacoby Gillespie from Belmont. They got Rodney Rice from Virginia Tech. They got Gapare from Georgia Tech. And then Derek Queen. Dude, Derek Queen has been amazing this year. Just the inside post scoring that he's able to do takes pressure off of a lot of the players and the things that happen play by play. Because if he's going in the post, I call him the Dirk Nowitzki of college basketball. I mean, this guy can put people in the post, do his hook shot, can spin inside, and he could do a lot of things.
Good for him. Good. That's what I like to hear because I know there's a lot of hype around him. It's good to hear he's living up to it.
Yeah. Plus, like in football, we just got that recruit too, which is that was wild. And then Julian Reese, the thing with him is that he's always in foul trouble. So it's kind of hard for him to make an impact on the game with being in foul trouble a lot. So it doesn't help. But with Derek Queen coming in and Gapare, it kind of takes the pressure off of them. We have Selton Miguel from USF. He's been playing very well. And I think in our last game, it was a game before Purdue. And the reason why I think we should be ranked is because we kept it close with Purdue. And Purdue is a team that can contend for a title this year and in March Madness. And we kept it close with them. 5-point game in Purdue Stadium. And I think that we could be a top 20 team this year, top 15 team this year. I mean, you look at some of the upcoming games. We got St. Francis, Shabbat before with them. Syracuse should beat them. Maryland Eastern should beat them. And then we start getting into Big Ten play, and that's when stuff gets interesting.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all I got on Maryland basketball. I know that you're in football mode right now, But
I'm on pure football. I love basketball. I'm just on pure football mode right now, like this time of year.
So do you have any opinions on Maryland football? Are you a Maryland football supporter or no?
I mean, I'm a supporter, but I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
it's been tough sledding for us, man.
They're just mid.
Yeah.
And they've always been mid. They've always been mid.
Yeah. And just the problems with them is that, like, well, Stephon Diggs went to Maryland. It's just the things that you have to compete with a lot of other.
Put them back in the ACC, and you got a damn good football team.
Yeah. I don't know why. It was the money, bro. It was the money, bro. But
so
like,
you do know why.
Yeah, I mean, we take the money, we go to the Big Ten, but it's like, bro, we're gonna get bullied by Ohio State, by Michigan, by pretty much everyone.
But in basketball, look what's happening. I mean, they've been good.
That's true.
But the rivalry with Duke is gone.
Yeah, dude, the Duke rivalry was sick, dude. I miss those days. Those were good times. Thank you guys so much for watching Hog Talk Raw, Episode 2, Part 1. Part 2 is going to be coming out in the next couple of days. It's just been, these videos are kind of long, so I just want to make sure that I get this out to the people. And also, shout out Josh for coming on. I wanted to thank him, and I wanted to shout out his YouTube and Instagram at the end of the video. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys liked it. If you like it, then we're coming out with Part 2 in a couple days. So yeah, it'll be out. It's a trivia theme one, so it should be fun. All right, thank you so much. Peace.